A time like this last year, I was in the ICU, 2025 February 14th. I know you're surprised, right? I was also surprised back then. So here's the story. So sudden vision loss, rush to an optical outlet. I find out that it has nothing to do with my spectacles, because that's what I thought. And they tell me to go visit an ophthalmologist. I go visit an ophthalmologist. They do blood sugar test on me. They find out my blood sugar is okay. They put that cuff over here. That was my first time to take my blood pressure. They find out that my blood pressure was too high. Actually, it was reading error. And once it reads error, it means maybe the cuff is not put well, or maybe other errors. And they did that repeatedly. It was still showing error. So that meant that my blood pressure had passed the scale. So that meant it was over 200 over 140. So that was scary. The doctor looked at me and told me, boy, if you're still alive with this kind of pressure, thank God. You need to thank God. So he tells me, go visit a nearest hospital near your place, get admitted, and let them control your pressure overnight. So I go visit, we go scout with my parents for a nearest hospital near Buruburu. I get a hospital, I get admitted. So when I'm admitted, so it was on a Monday evening. So my sudden vision loss was on Sunday. Monday evening, I'm admitted. So once admitted, they try controlling my blood pressure, but all in all, my condition tends to worsen. So once it got worse, they had to take me to a different hospital. Again, that was happening when I was in a coma, because I slept on Monday evening. I remember I was alone in the ward. I slept, and the nurse who was in charge of me came, injected me a certain medicine. I won't mention the name. That certain medicine made me disappear, sleep completely. So I go in a coma. No, I think I was supposed to sleep then wake up in the morning, but my condition worsened and I went in a coma. And my parents came. Again, this is a story that I was getting later on when I was recovering. So when my parents come, they find out I'm unconscious and I cannot wake up, but I could hear some noises in my sleep. I could hear people talking. I could hear my dad talking. So after that, they take me to a different hospital. Once I reach there, they tell me they tell my parents this is an emergency case. This guy has to be in an ICU. They take me in an ICU. Again, I'm not feeling anything. So I wake up. I slept in the Monday evening. So when I wake up, I'm like, oh, and in the ICU, the room is dark. Yeah, the light is very little, just to make sure the nurses are not hitting each other on their way. So the room is very dark. So I wake up and I'm like, where the hell am I? Then I see my parents. Then they're like, oh, you are awake. And they're happy now. They start calling pastors and telling them, oh, the boy is awake. And I'm like, what do you mean I'm awake? So they give me my phone. And they're like, you mean you can see your phone? Because I put my password. And they're like, you mean you can see? And I'm like, yeah, I can see. They tell me you had gone totally blind. I'm like, I don't know how that happened, but I've woken up and I can see. They tell me, who is this? I say, my dad. Who is this? Nurse. Who is this? Mother. And they're like, oh, congratulating and calling the pastors. And I'm like, hey, you guys need to cool down. So they tell me how I ended up there. And I'm like, okay. So of course, time yao ya kutoka inafika. So now my own experience in there, I could hear, so when I'm asleep, I could hear the nurses wishing each other happy Valentine's. And I'm like, I was busy hating because I'm busy here fighting for my life and people are celebrating Valentine's. You're dating a nurse, just know they have nurse partners. Just so you know, this is a secret I've given you guys. Yeah, so that was it. And so they did they did a lot of tests on me. They did CT scans, so head CT scans, abdomen CT scans. So they did each two just to be sure, because they thought I could be having a brain tumor, hence causing my sudden hypertension, because they told me you're too young to have secondary hypertension, but it's possible due to maybe your lifestyle. And they asked me, oh, how's your lifestyle? The first thing they asked me is, have you been taking drugs? And I'm like, how do you guys know? Yes, I've been taking a lot of weed. I used to smoke a lot of weed. Actually, this is my complete 1 year without taking drugs, alcohol and smoking, any form of smoking. So they tell me maybe it could be due to that. Usage of drugs over time could cause hypertension. So that's what they told me, and I'm like, oh, okay. So another thing they did on me was radiology. They did radiology on my heart, and they found out my heart had enlarged. And I was surprised how that is possible. Yes, when you have hypertension, or rather when your blood pressure has been too high over time, your heart muscles tend to thicken and over time expand. So this process is called left ventricular hypertrophy, LVH. They also did blood tests on my kidneys, and they found out my kidneys had AKI, that is acute kidney injuries. I'm not going to talk about that because it's too much information and there's a lot to talk about in there. So mahali watu walinifanyia kitu sikufurahia. These nurses put a catheter in me. Do you know about catheter? Of course you don't. So let me tell you about catheter. So catheter, it's a pipe they put in your urethra. So this assists you in urinating because you're not supposed to leave the bed. That's the whole point. They'll do whatever it takes to keep you there. The funny thing, I never went for a long call for almost a week. I was like, how is that possible? I don't know. I tried consulting the doctors and they told me shit. Yeah, so they bring a potty. So after 1 week, they brought a potty hapo kando yangu. So you feel like going for a long call, you just step aside and use the potty. Like, God damn it. So the story is too long, and there's another whole story about the ward experience and I falling in love with a nurse. So I'll talk about that in the next video. Or rather, if you guys want me to continue this story, just comment in the comment section. Yeah, and another story is making friends in the ward with other patients, and you wake up in the morning, he was next to you last night, you wake up in the morning, the guy is not there, another guy is brought there, so you're like asking the nurses, where is flani, and they don't tell you shit, because maybe alipass, you don't know, maybe alikuwa transferred in another ward. It was a bit painful, but anyway. And other stories. Yeah, so remember, awareness is the first step to prevention. Go monitor your numbers, and you can go check your blood pressure kwa chemist. They only charge around 30 bob or 50 bob. Or you can acquire a machine through me at only 4,500 Kenya shillings and get a good blood pressure machine. It actually has a voice. It tells you your blood pressure, and it is rechargeable. You can literally charge it at only 4,500 Kenya shillings. So if you're in need of one, just hit me. If you're around Nairobi, I'll send it to you via boda boda. If you are far away from Nairobi, I'll send it to you via parcel. Bye bye and have a good day.